meeting to order. This is a special meeting to, for the statutory requirements, see if they're met, whether Madison County should be wet or remain dry. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to our county attorney to kind of explain the process.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, my name is George T. Reeves, County Attorney. Mr. Chairman, the point of this meeting tonight is for this board to make its decision as to whether or not the statutory requirements have been met and whether or not an application with petitions signed by 25% of the registered voters of Madison County has been filed. If this board determines that an application and petition signed by 25% of the registered voters has been filed, this board is required to sign a written order of an election holding a special election on the local option issue concerning the sales of alcohol in Madison County. If this board finds that fewer than 25%, the petitions have been signed by fewer than 25% of the registered voters of this county, this board would not be allowed to sign such an order. And you don't have discretion in that regard. Now, what should happen tonight is this board was presented with a petition, at a previous meeting, was presented with an application rather, at a previous meeting. The petitions that were submitted at that time, and some this board authorized to be submitted subsequently, were reviewed by the supervisor of election. You should hear the supervisor of elections. What I would do first is I would allow her to stand up and present what she found as to whether or not 25% of these of the registered voters signed the petitions. Once she has made her presentation, then you should open it up, allow anyone else who wishes to speak on this issue to speak before this board and to give any evidence or offer any testimony that they would like to. And if I may address the audience, the issue before the board is not about whether it would be a good idea to hold this election or whether it would be a good idea to have the sale of alcohol. The issue is whether or not 25% of the registered voters in Madison County have signed the petition. So I don't think anybody's going to rule you out of order or anything if you try to talk on those topics, but I'm just telling you that's not really relevant to what this board's going to be deciding. It really wouldn't have a lot to do with it. So with that said, Mr. Chairman, if you'd like me to, I can proceed on the...
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Ms. Williams, if you could come forward and submit your findings.
Good evening. Earlier today, I submitted this information to the Board of County Commissioners, my findings, and verifying petitions. I, Jada Woods-Williams, Supervisor of Elections of Madison County, Florida, do hereby certify that I received 3,110 petitions from the Madison County Board of County Commissioners dealing with the official alcohol petition by Grow Our Local Economy, Incorporated. I further certified that the submitted petitions contain 2,693 signatures of qualified electors in Madison County, Florida.
Does the board have any questions of Supervisor Williams? Okay. And, I'm sorry, ma'am. And Ms. Williams, if you would, just stay through the meeting in case there are any issues that come up. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Would anyone else wish to be heard on this issue? Okay. Mr. Kingsmeyer?
Is this the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening to everyone. Before I say what I came here to say, I'd like to preface it by saying a couple of things. That, first of all, nobody involved in this process has ever actually been through this process before. It was a long time ago when this process had taken place. So because we were new at doing this, there were some things that could have been done that weren't, and some things that were done that shouldn't have been done. But it's all part of being brand new to the process. That's the first thing I'd like to say. The second thing I'd like to say is that we all call Madison County home. We can't do anything, no matter what's said today or done tonight. I'd like to remind everyone that this is our home, and we're proud of it, and we're all glad to be here. But I'd like to bid everyone a good afternoon, Commissioners, to you, to the employees of our county government, and to all of those who are here this day to express their views. We're all friends and neighbors, and that is perhaps the most important thing that we need to remember as we move forward. My name is Ted Ensminger, and I serve the Madison County business community as Executive Director of the Madison County Chamber of Commerce. I love Madison County. In representing the businesses of the Chamber of Commerce, I stand before you today with the intention of doing the best I can to grow and improve the business climate in our county. We have decades of proof that shows us that our direction in the past has not worked out so well. Change is in the air, and change kind of generates its own momentum. I'd like to add a footnote there too, that I wouldn't be saying what I'm saying tonight if I thought it wasn't accurate, it wasn't right, and that it wasn't a true possibility to happen. I wouldn't waste your time. From August the 28th through September 12th of this year, the Chamber, at the direction of the Board of Directors, conducted a survey of our membership via email. Approximately 150 businesses were emailed, over 20% responded. Of those who responded, the numbers made clear that Madison County has a huge socioeconomic weakness, which is, simply put, the lack of supply versus demand. The survey asked the responders just 7 questions, and before I tell you what these questions are, remember that these questions were asked of business owners, not the regular public. So kind of weigh that out if you would. The first question was, how much money do you and your family spend outside Madison County on a regular basis? 85% spent between $200 and $400 a month, with over 50% spending more than $400 per month. The second question asked, how often do you or your family leave Madison County monthly to shop? Again, over 85% of our business owners leave the county 3 times or more monthly, with over 55% leaving the county more than 4 times monthly. When asked, when you leave Madison County to eat at a restaurant, what are the top 3 restaurants you patronize? In order, they were Red Lobster, 27%, Outback, 22%, Texas Roadhouse, 19%. But there was a total of 23 different brand restaurants that were listed in the survey. Question number 4, what are the 4 top reasons that you travel outside Madison County to shop? Example, prices, gasoline, home supplies, alcohol, or other. And commissioners, I have to tell you, this is where I possibly made a mistake, in that perhaps I should not have given the examples in the survey. This was the first survey that I had ever constructed, and in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have made those examples because it was leading. Regardless, the responders answered by saying as follows: 63% leave the county to buy gasoline, 44.4% leave the county to buy alcohol, 30% leave the county to shop, and 22% leave the county for the purpose of dining out. Excuse me. On question number 5, how many of your trips outside the county to shop are into the state of Georgia? Over 80% said more than half of them were. Over 55% said that over 3/4 of their trips were into the state of Georgia. Question number 6, would you like to see the wet county, dry county option appear on a countywide ballot? To which 88.8% said yes, 8.3% said no. Question number 7, and I preface it by saying I want to make sure that you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce before you answer this question, in the unlikely event that the email went to somebody that wasn't a current paying member. So I said, please, only if you are a member of the Chamber of Commerce, answer the following question. Do you believe the Madison County Chamber of Commerce should support getting the alcohol issue on a countywide ballot? To which 66.6% said yes, 25% said no. It is because of this survey that I stand before you today. I have pledged to do my best to eliminate as many reasons as I possibly can as to why our residents leave Madison County to shop. We must take any and all steps we possibly can to educate our residents on the importance of shopping here at home and to end the flood of money flowing out of Madison County into our neighboring communities. Every time we cross the county line to shop, we are shooting ourselves in the economic foot. So now, through a group called Grow Our Local Economy Incorporated, who incidentally is a paying member of the Chamber of Commerce, we come before you to assist you in making a decision that regardless of what decision you make this evening, the decision is going to have an impact on our community and our way of life. 4 days ago, it dawned on me exactly what your decision is. It is not about whether or not Madison County is allowed to expand alcohol sales. It is about your definition of what is right and what is accurate. The decision of increased alcohol sales will fall to the voters of Madison County, whether that vote is now or 2 years from now or 2 years past then. The decision on what is right concerns how you will interpret certain undisputable facts Facts that I present to you today, all of which come from independent resources, not attached emotionally or otherwise to this issue. Fact number one, as of July the 30th of this year, the date that the GOAL organization first started collecting petitions for public support of the right to vote on the alcohol issue, Jada Williams has confirmed that the Madison County voter registration list consisted of 11,610 names. This information is now presented to the board as Exhibit A, and please note it is signed by Ms. Williams, but as further evidence as this being a living, breathing thing, this number that was on December the 12th is actually 10 voters higher than it was today on your certified copy. So we'll just set this over here right now.
Wait a minute, Mr. Clerk, if you would.